Welcome to the Know. I'm Turney.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
As the shift toward digital games increases, people have been expecting GameStop to slowly go the way of the Dodo, Slap Bracelets, and Blockbuster, but it does seem like they still got a few tricks up their sleeve.
The mega video game retailer and purveyor of useless strategy guides. Seriously, just stop asking me to buy a strategy guide. I work for a company whose name is all about putting you out of business.
Just Google it. I don't understand.
Or watch Achievement Hunter videos.
Yeah. Okay, but just Google it.
Hey, is now getting in on the business of publishing video games.
GameStop made this announcement alongside Insomniac Games, who they're working with to create a new game, Song of the Deep. Song of the Deep is a Metroidvania-style game about a girl and a submarine. It's apparently a passion project from Insomniac's Chief Creative Officer, Brian Hastings, and in it, you get to upgrade your submarine with new abilities and weapons to reach new depths and areas of the ocean to explore. The game will be available on Xbox Live and PSN, with physical copies sold exclusively at your local GameStop.
So let me get this straight. You can buy a physical copy of a GameStop game from GameStop.
Of course, absolutely.
But will they let you trade it back for GameStop credits?
You get a penny, just like everything else they give you.
At least that's fair.
Yeah.
And would they sell their own used game back to someone else for less money, which is kind of the joke you just made.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, we covered it.
Catch up, Eddy.
Their current business model means that most of their money comes from the sale of used games.
Yes.
Is how we say it here. But for their own games, they're probably preferred if you bought it new.
It's fine. It's fine. They're gonna give you a penny. They're gonna sell it for like $20. It's GameStop. While this might seem like a surprising move to some, it actually does make a lot of sense for both parties. For Insomniac, it lets them forego the traditional publishing model, where the publisher has a much greater say over a game creatively. And speaking about the announcement, Insomniac CEO Ted Price said, "We're directing the story and how the game unfolds. They've been incredibly supportive and enthusiastic about the content, but will be the first ones to tell you that they're not game developers and they're not asking us to change the game."
Is that shot at Sony?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just publishers in general.
That's who publishes most of their games.
Yes.
Anyway, the deal also gives Insomniac access to GameStop's incredibly huge platform of probably going out of business soon retail stores.
Yes.
As the largest video game retailer in the world, they certainly have the weight to push an enormous amount of units of their own published game, the kind of weight that could rival more traditional publishers like Square Enix, Take-Two, and Activision.
And VP of Marketing Mark Stanley agrees, saying GameStop has the inside scoop on all the GameStop ecosystem, from store signage to digital channels, and our most valuable asset, which is our 45,000 store associates, most of which are totally passionate gamers. What happens if we point all these things toward one game that we are 1,000% behind? Can I just say I worked as a store associate and I did not feel like the most valuable thing GameStop?
No, you were a passionate part of the company.
Yes.
You were critical to their
I was
operation.
absolutely critical.
In fact, I think it's toppling now because you left.
I was a game advisor.
You were
Thank
a keystone keeping up the company.
Very sad.
All right, trying to sound less like the Emperor talking around the fully armed and operational Death Star.
Let's give that a go.
What he's basically saying is that all those 45,000 store associates
Like me.
are going to bug you during every transaction to pre-order the Song of the Deep for the rest of your life.
You just want to put $5 down on it? It's just hold
I
it
mean,
for
look,
you.
it's real convenient. You're here already. Why
Yeah,
not
you
do
get a
now?
pre-order bonus, I'm sure.
But as annoying as those guys and girls can be,
Thank you.
it turns out they're extremely effective. Last year, Ubisoft said that more than 70% of its pre-order season passes came from retailers like GameStop.
It's basically just people begging, please pre-order, I don't get hours
They
on the
won't
schedule.
feed me.
So while the potential upside for Insomniac is huge, the upside for GameStop could be even bigger. For one, this gives them the chance to experiment with a potential new business model. We've already seen huge successes in other mediums where a distributor becomes a publisher, like Netflix and its ever-growing library of amazing new shows like House of Cards. So good. Plus, GameStop published games will yield a much bigger profit margin for them than typical new game sales.
But more importantly, this also gives GameStop an inroad to digital games. As the publisher of a game on sale in digital marketplaces, GameStop will get a significant cut of all sales on either platform. For years, it's been the thorn in the GameStop side, as everyone openly wonders when they'll inevitably get buried by digital.
Yes. Right now, their business model is completely built upon the right, Eddy, it's sale, not sell, of physical games, new and used. Last year, this accounted for nearly 60% of all their profits. The other 40% is made up of amiibos, toys, accessories, think geek stuff, and whatever else goes into GameStop these days. A lot of useless strategy, guys. The rise of digital games, which accounted for $61 billion in revenue last year, more than half of all video game revenue, completely puts this model into a huge amount of jeopardy.
GameStop is so threatened by the rise of digital games that they've resorted to putting a halt on all console bundles that are packaged with digital titles. Probably no coincidence that GameStop's blaming of poor Battlefront sales at its storefronts coincided with EA celebrating the biggest digital launch in the company's history.
Right, and up until now, GameStop literally has not had an answer for digital sales. In one of their recent earnings calls, an investor asked them directly how they plan to be a destination for digital downloads in the future, to which GameStop CEO and COO gave a long, rambly non-answer. You know, the kind you give in class when the teacher calls on you and you have that bullshit filter in your brain and it just goes haywire.
Their answers basically amounted to calling digital games a complex animal, and that digital sales information is, quote, really hard to find, man.
Yeah, it's hard to find. It's rough.
Just as a reminder, this is a CEO. It's a professional in a business setting.
Yeah, and he didn't do so well. Publishing games finally lets GameStop dip their toes into the digital pool. Now, how much they're going to commit probably depends on the success of Song of the Deep. VP Mark Stanley said they'd look into other opportunities in the future, and that what they really want to do is give gamers new kinds of games beyond traditional AAA titles.
Oh. So in the long run, this seems mostly good for gamers. Having a player in the marketplace ready to put big money behind non-traditional games is only going to offer more variety. In the traditional publishing model, publishers typically only want to back games that they're sure will sell, which has led to many AAA games feeling like the same game over and over and over.
Absolutely, and I mean, if anybody...
Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and Assassin's Creed 1, and Assassin's Creed 2, and Assassin's Creed 3, and Assassin's Creed 4.
He could do this all day. And if anybody's a non-traditional gaming house, Insomniac absolutely will turn it out. This in turn has led to the rise of, Black Ops over and over again, has led to the rise of developers looking for ways to subvert traditional publishing through things like Kickstarter, and now possibly going through companies like GameStop. From the sound of it, they're content to let Insomniac do whatever they feel is needed to make the best game possible, which is music to all gamers' ears. As a result, we get an interesting submarine Metroidvania game. I mean, wins all around, right, guys?
As long as we don't get games from Walmart.
Oh, come on. They got tons of money.
Wally World's Big Adventure! Now our dog food kills dogs.
Sneak King 5.
What do you think of GameStop getting into the game creation and publishing? Does anyone even go to GameStop anymore? Anybody? You? No? Okay. If you work at GameStop and you're watching this, no, I really, really, really don't want the goddamn strategy guide.
But we do want those pre-order bonuses, so we will give you $5. For the latest information on games brought to you by GameStop and the slow, painful demise of physical gaming, which I'm sure Gus is so excited about, like this video and subscribe to The Know. Welcome to The Know, I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
I almost said I'm Ryan Haywood.
Not my fault.
All right, here we go. Welcome to The Know, I'm Meg Turney.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm Ryan Haywood.
Welcome to The Know, I'm Meg Turney.
Oh, we're going back again, huh?
Ryan, you have to just do a clean one.
All right.
Welcome to The Know, I'm Meg Turney.
You sure?
God damn it, Ryan.